Hello, this is going to be a training of how to create your account in Workday Learning. That is the state of Oregon's online portal to be able to complete your Tier 1 and Tier 2 DSP training. So if you want to, you can go to Oregon.gov website, type in or click on Department of Administrative Services, then find Employee Resources and State Workforce, then Workday. Or if you want, you can just save this link, maybe bookmark it on your browser. I'm also going to be creating a Word document that outlines all the steps for creating your Workday account and also finding the trainings and doing them. So you might just use that to save the links. So once you're on this web page, you can click here to log into Workday, but since we don't have an account yet, we're going to click right here below it on this link right here that says create extended enterprise account. So I'll go ahead and click on that. I'm going to type in my information. When you get to this affiliation part, you're going to go down and you're going to look for human services. So right here, you hit register. It'll bring you to this screen where it will wait for a couple minutes. It's basically just going through the process of sending you an email with your username. When I say username, it's actually just a string of numbers. It's kind of confusing and it's terrible, but that's what they have to offer. And it will also send you another email with a temporary password. So as soon as this page clears, then we'll go over to our email. Okay, so I finally got my email to come through. It took a very long time, so don't be alarmed if you have to wait a few minutes even after it says it sent the email. I'm going to confirm my account. Awesome. So it's might not be very clear, but right here, this is your username. This EEL026755 is my username. And it should also send me an email telling me that that is my username. So if I go back to my inbox, yay, you can see, oh, this link will bring me back so I can set up my temporary password. Oh, here is my password, my temporary password right here. So I'll copy that and then I'll go here to set up my new password. And you can see that they also sent me my username right here. So I'm going to go back to this temporary password link and I'm going to pull it up and put it on my browser tab. I'm going to put that temporary password in there and I'll go back to my email and I'll go and look for that username. Remember, that's the one that starts with EEL. Copy that, go back to the Workday tab and paste that in. Okay, so now it's going to ask me to change my password. This says old password, so I'll have to go back and get my password again. Get that temporary password. Paste that in there. Now I'll do a new password. Okay. So it's going to tell you that they're going to want numbers and symbols and capital letters. So I'll have to redo that. Now at this point, I really recommend that you write down what email you use to create your account with Workday. Write down your user number as well as the password that you just created. 99% of the time, when my DSPs are first doing this training, they forget either their username or their password or which email they used, and they especially forget these security questions. So now would be a really good time to go and write those down. I recommend that every single one of these security questions, you write down the same thing. So what car do you wish you owned? I'm just going to put RX-7. Okay, so once you get into Workday, yeah, there's a little notification. You can also download the mobile app to do all these things if you want to do them on the go. But the first thing you're going to do is you want to come up here to this top left corner, and you're going to click on these three little bars. And you're going to hit this Learning tab. Then we're going to hit Browse Learning Content. And once you're here, there's a few ways that you'll be able to find the actual Tier 1 and Tier 2 trainings that I was talking about. The first way is to come here to right here below Topic and click on ODDS, Developmental Disabilities, right here. If you hit that, then it will filter all of the trainings, and you can scroll down to where you start to see these DSP trainings. It will have DSP in the title. DD stands for developmentally disabled. DSP stands for direct support professional. And all of these trainings will have the same cover photo. It will be Oregon, and it will say Core Competencies with direct support professionals right below it. And you're going to do 101 through 117, I believe. Nope, just kidding. Through 127. The 100 series, that's going to stand for Tier 1. The 200 series is going to stand for Tier 2. And so when you're done with Tier 1, then you'll start working on Tier 2. And that will be 201 through 217. Now, you may notice that some of these numbers are missing. I'll see if I can scroll through right here. So we have 203, and then it skips to 205. There is no 204. That's totally fine. That's because 204 is actually an in-house training. That's something that your manager will go over with you in person. So don't worry about those. The other way that you can find these DSP Tier 1 and Tier 2 trainings is by coming to the search bar. Remember, the first method was clicking the checkbox that says ODDS. This second method is going to be clicking on the search bar right here. Make sure it's this search bar and not the one at the top, or you will not make it to the DSP trainings. So I'll go ahead and type in DSP up there. And there you go. Before, in the ODDS section, there was a few more videos up here at the top that you had to scroll through in order to get to your core competencies, these tier trainings. So this is my preferred method. Remember, it's always the ones that have this blue organ symbol. So once we found them, we're going to click on the training. And then you'll scroll over here to where it says Start Course and click on that. Launch content, and it will pull up another window here. And there you go, you're in the course, and this is going to be 101. So you'll just read through these. It's kind of like a PowerPoint presentation, and there will be little quizzes at the end. So you'll just hit next, go through those. There you go. It looks like the first one doesn't have a quiz, but I'm sure the second one will. Okay, so after you've finished your Tier 1 and Tier 2 training, you'll be able to find your transcripts by coming up here to those three bars again to open up your tab. And then you'll click on Learning. And then you'll come down here and click on My Learning Certificate. So you'll be able to filter by date I believe if you just click OK and don't hit anything, it'll show everything. I haven't completed any of the courses, so you don't actually see any of the content in here. But as you start completing some of those courses, they'll show up in here, and you'll be able to print this off. You'll have to print off this sheet showing all of tier 1 and tier 2 completed and give that to your manager so they can start you as a DSP. And this is the complete guide for how to use Workday. If you have any questions, you can reach me at jared@providentlife.org.